megawatt solar project that is stood up on Indian lands. It is on the way. And as we have moved forward with renewable energy projects across the country, we're also proud of the fact that in places like Fort Berthold, we have a new economic revolution that is underway there at Fort Berthold, where hundreds of oil and gas leases now are producing significant oil and gas for the needs of the country and are creating new opportunities for that tribe. But we know that it's not just about water, the lifeblood of communities, energy to power our nation and power Indian tribes. There's a lot more that we have to do on self-determination, and that's why the President was so proud in signing the HART Act, which creates new opportunities for tribal self-determination and sends the authority that was reposed so long in the Bureau of Indian Affairs to tribes themselves as these guidelines are created under great leadership of Kevin Washburn. And El Alador, one of our key leaders in Crow, from the Crow Nation, who has been with us the last 3 years, took the lead in putting together the renovation of the tribal leasing regulations, which is the first update in 50 years. Essentially what they will do is when those applications come in, they won't just sit on somebody's desk, because the way that he wrote the regulations is if there is no action taken, they will be deemed to be approved. And so in the future, let me quickly just run through a few other things. The President has been very supportive of investing in education, understanding the educational challenges that we face in Indian country. The $300 million that are now helping about 18,000 Indian students from the Recovery Act were invested in helping make schools better in the United States of America. Just in the last 2 days, the Bureau of Indian Education and the Department of Interior signed an MOU with Secretary Arnie Duncan to make sure that the work of the last several years is one that we work on together. A lot of expertise with the Department of Education under Secretary Duncan's leadership, and we will work fully with him in implementing that MOU. In addition, with the Department of Education as well as Health and Human Services, we at Interior have signed a memorandum that supports native languages as part of the culture of Native Americans, and we as the United States are committed to make sure that native languages are. One other key issue which is important for all of us, you recognize more than anybody else that education really is a keystone to the future opportunity for your children and your grandchildren and for yourselves. And so what we have done is to make sure that those opportunities are going to be created under this MOU with Secretary Duncan. But safe communities are important. So the Tribal Law and Order Act that was signed by the President will put a new focus on tribal communities. Here at Interior, we revamped the process for BIA law officers and have increased the number of applicants for those positions by 500%. By 500%. And we're overseeing the largest hiring increase in BIA law enforcement in the history of the United States. And finally, we've taken on a pilot project on violent crime reduction in specific targeted reservations around the country. We have already seen promising results with a 35% reduction in violent crime in those reservations. This year we're adding 2 additional reservations, the Rosebud Sioux Tribe in South Dakota and the San Carlos Apache Tribe in Arizona, and we expect to see great progress in those reservations as well. As important as all those things are, at the end of the day, it also is about just having a respect for the sovereignty of Indian tribes and making sure that the United States of America is engaged in a robust consultation process with Native Americans. That has been a key effort which has been led by the President and by the White House, and we have the government-to-government consultations that are taking place across the country. Now, let me just finally say there's a lot more work to be done. We could list 100 items. But we know, for example, that car cherry is an issue that needs to be fixed. The President has made strong statements to the Congress, and hopefully we'll see a fix that will create a correction to this Supreme Court decision that frankly was not decided in the right way. For all of us here in the Obama administration, we are honored that you would give us of your time today. Sure, we are here in Washington, and this is an agenda that the President and his team strongly believe in. But you have traveled here from throughout the United States and from places far away in Alaska to come and have a dialogue with us, to hear from us on what we have done, but also to give us your ideas on what it is that we ought to be doing. Now, for me, it is historic that we're able to continue to build on this great foundation the last 4 years for another 4 years. That means we can do a lot more in terms of and as we do so, our covenant to all of you is that we'll do it hand in hand with the leadership of great people, including Jody, Gillette, and Charlie Galbraith at the White House, who've been so instrumental in pulling together this conference. One more final point before we start the festivities of the flag ceremonies and songs, is I just want to thank the people who have worked on this conference so far. The night before last, I was in the office about 10 p.m. and there was a staff working on pulling together this conference. The packets that you have received, the bulletins that you have received. So I would like Jenny Sisk and all Kelly, Hanley, and everybody else who's been working on it to stand up and please join me in telling them thank you for the great work that they've done. Now with that, we'll have the presentation of the colors by the Native American Women Warriors, representatives of Navajo Talkers, and please remain standing for the invitation.
Yeah.
Please rise for the presentation of the colors by the Native American Women Warriors, accompanied by representatives of the Navajo Code Talkers. Please remain standing for the invocation. Sing the flag song, Jamon Paskemin, Cree and Navajo.
Left, hex. Freezing, helps.
Yeah.
Order helps. Alright, peace. Alright, peace. Ready. Post. Present hope. Order hope. Out peace. Outward arch.
Please remain standing for the invocation by Onondaga Hill of Onondaga Nation.
And I didn't know how it I assume what the fuck and if it's up and it's up over the and down I did with what they're doing now. God and do I want to go have what if you know how someone jar down to the now from what you go. Donna, what the you know hand have way with that high down on this and where this up. I scan on to enough doing it, so now one jar again doing what the warrior. And I know we will want it, I know you for your trusting, I own it for the good time. If I have taken hostile, you can just agree. And now I think we got there doing that. God and do I want to go have, but if you know how, and I'm going to go down and down and this is where it is. Honestly, deep and I bet from what you go have. So I know it's up here where we're here, and I know you'll be over serious stuff. Now you won't feel toy any, now you get your tweet on me. I am here for art, I hope we get this kind of art. I saw a body on the one and so the wire wire. And down I did with what they're doing here. God and do I want to go hand, but the Latino hand it's up here where we're here. Down at the deep now from what we go hand. Down I hold my caution with and I guess we go through. Now I get we go on it and I'm not even that to go with what in this. And just can do and if he saw that I want to do this, take eye concept on it kind of stuff. Now I own it, said what you are in the car and down I own it, if he saw that soon car. And down I told you that I am just no point. And I know we have one it's not known in Honati Hona. And I did what I was doing. But also Honati for the end, it's not known in Honati Hona, that's not kind of. And down I did with what they're known here. God and I want to go hand. You know, and also now, waiting Honati for the end, it's not known in Honati Hona, that's not kind of. Down to this now, take on what we go hand. Anna, so go out there, when I am going to get you here now. Most of the time, it's not new to not be sorry. She's a true new yet, Sahana Dam. And I have a hot dog, yet for I have to go beyond the way, follow one job. I said that you're getting done. And I have to go out there one and I even put to get the young and yard. And I can't say one, I have the year. And I know them who did the question, I can't be took a case. And I know them who I have to one that said what for one, and it's been your time. I know how we did, how I not miss some work this time. Down I did what they're doing, yeah. God and I want to go here. But the Tina handed, but here you wait to get you to get yard. I got on it. The brother handed stood up for one and it's funny at I. Down it to these now, but we go here. Down and Sunny, who you seen it some work this time. Like away, when you get you saw and then soon and it. To know how to go tap what's on the top of this side. I have. When the day you was Sunday, the host at the hard in the Panaman Costa. And I have some what that's listening, don't go home and some while when they unarticulate walk. di ko to sun pa asna sun pa na wen da na di ko wa da no nya ska da hen wa wa ne to ha wa se wa na ha ne ga nya ke ha na ne su wa ti sa da ne ka di nya de ko pa to ha da ne to ne ne ga ma ka ti ko to ne ne na ha da na ni ko ka wa ha sa wa da ko ti ha ke sta wa and get on the I'd just like to give a short interpretation of our opening Thanksgiving. We do this with any kind of gathering, big or small. First, we thank the people that are here, gathered here, and we're all well. And then we start from the lower thing and go up to the heaven, sky. We give thanks for first of Mother Earth for all the things that she's doing. Still doing her duty. And that kind of condensed the opening. Usually it was a very long opening in our ceremonies, in our meetings, to acknowledge all those with due respect for all those things that have been given to us by the Creator. But we give thanks for all the things that the Creator has put down on earth for us to walk about peacefully on earth. And we thank for the soft winds, and we know how harsh they can be. And we're seeing that today. We're thankful for the soft winds that are still continuing today. And we go up into the sky world. We thank the thunders, our grandfather, the thunders, who bring the rains. We replenish the earth and the streams and all the waters. We thank our elder brother, the sun, for his light and his warmth that he warms the earth. We thank our grandmother moon, who works with the waters and works with the woman with their cycles to bring the next generation. And we also thank the stars, although we have lost some of the knowledge that go with the stars. They're still doing their duties and they brighten the night. We give thanks for the four protectors who watch over us as we walk about on earth. And then we give thanks for them for choosing one of our leaders to bring our last words from the Creator to direct us how we're to continue our work today. And last, we give thanks to He who lives up in the sky, our Creator. So it kind of sets the tone for where we are in this big world, in this fertile island. And I'd just like to thank all the rest of my brothers and sisters for coming into Haudenosaunee territory.
Ladies and gentlemen, Arnie Duncan, Secretary of the United States Department of Education.
Good morning. And before I begin, can we give another round of applause to Mr. Hill for delivering that wonderful opening introduction. I can't tell you how pleased and honored I am to join you again for the 4th White House Tribal Nations Conference. This convening is both a demonstration of our administration's commitment to the tribes and also a reminder of the distance we've yet to travel together. It's an opportunity to take stock of our progress and to plan how we will address the serious challenges that lie ahead of us. During the first term, I've had the amazing privilege of visiting tribal communities in Alaska, Montana, South Dakota, and most recently in New Mexico. Visiting reservations is among the most rewarding, uplifting, and sometimes heart-wrenching opportunities I've had since I started this job. And I've always been struck by the amazing dignity and strength and pride of our American Indian and Alaska Native people. And I've learned from you that this strength of character comes from your land that you know and love, and the culture and language that shaped you, and that you work so extraordinarily hard to preserve and protect. But I've also seen firsthand the real challenges that the Indian country faces. Devastatingly high rates of unemployment, crime, drug addiction, poor housing, lack of access to technology, crumbling school facilities, and difficulties attracting and retaining teachers. And these symptoms of concentrated poverty have often taken a deadly and tragic toll on Native youth. You know the shortcomings of the schools and social support networks in Indian country better than anyone. And you know that American Indian children are more likely to be abused and have the highest rates of emotional and physical neglect, and that too often they tragically take their own lives. Their capacity to rebound and regroup from adversity has been worn down by the weight of generations of poverty, trauma, and cultural devastation. In our school systems, both federal and state, must do better, must do dramatically better. We have to work together, and none of us gets a pass. We have to hold each other accountable for better results. Our Department of Education just released a report detailing the graduation rate data for 47 states, Washington, D.C., and the DIE. As all of us know, Native American graduation rates are unacceptably